everyone, and welcome back to Alaska Rural Homestead. I'm Michelle, and I'm getting ready to can some of this chicken broth that we made today. And right now I am trying to skim off some of the fat that is on top, because you want to remove this, because if not, you could have problems sealing your lids on your canning jars, and you don't want this in your broth anyways. So pretty much is what we did is just cooled this off so all the fat rises to the top, and it's pretty simple to remove. Now you're not going to be able to get all the fat, but as long as you get the majority of it, and that's all there is to it. Alright, so we're getting ready to can our chicken stock, and I'm going to start warming up my water here. And some things that you want to be checking for, you want to make sure that your seal is really good and clean. And is what I do with my water here is I add a little bit of vinegar, and what the vinegar does, it keeps the jars from scaling up and get all that scaly stuff on the jars. So if you put a couple tablespoons of white vinegar in here, it keeps all that scaly stuff off your jars. Alright, so we're going to start heating up our water, and I'm going to finish washing my jars in nice hot soapy water and get my jars prepped and my lids. And you always want to use new lids, and so I'm going to finish prepping my jars, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. I've got my broth warmed up here. I've got all the fat I can possibly get skimmed off here. We're going to start loading our jars full of the broth. And one other thing you want to keep in mind when you are using canning jars is sometimes the lids, the tops of these jars will get nicked or something, and just make sure that there is no cracks in here or any little nicks, because your jars will not seal. And I did go ahead and sanitize these before with nice hot soapy water, so they're still kind of warm. And you want to make sure that you sanitize your lids and your rings also. So we're going to start filling up these quart jars. Alright, now on your stock here, you want to leave at least 1 inch headspace. Okay, so we're going to use the knife here and make sure that some of the air bubbles come out. You know, you're not going to be able to get a lot of the air bubbles out, but I just like to run this knife along the edge. And make sure you keep your funnel on here, because if not, you will get possibly maybe a little bit of the fat on there and it won't seal right. So you just want to go ahead and wipe this rim really good. And we're going to be just putting this finger tight. That's about it. Okay, so we got all our jars canned here with the stock, and I left a little bit more than 1 inch headspace just because it is stock and there is still a tiny bit of fat in there, and I want to make sure my jars seal properly. So right now I've got the water heating up. So we're going to be putting our quart jars in here. All right, I got all my jars in. Now we're going to go ahead and close this up, and I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit, and we're going to wait roughly about 10 minutes for this pressure to build. Okay, so our pressure canner came up to pressure to 11 pounds per square inch. Now I went ahead and set my timer for 25 minutes. And so we're going to go ahead and let it cool after it reaches the 25 minutes, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Well, our pressure cooker is completely down to 0 pounds of pressure, and our valve here has released the pressure here. So we're going to go ahead and take out our jars. And anytime you're opening this, you want to make sure you're opening it away because it still has steam. And very carefully take these out. And there you have organic chicken stock. Just look how beautiful that is, how nutritious it is, and it's farm-raised chicken. Don't forget to like our channel and subscribe, please. And make sure you hit that button so you can get notified when we have more videos coming out.